By helping you get acquainted with our books, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our company, give you some helpful information about literacy and hints on raising readers. I'll show you several of the books and go over some ways to save, and then I'll be here to help you shop and pick out some books that would be great for your family. Usborne Books More just celebrated our 25th anniversary a year ago, which is so exciting. And we are a combination of books from Usborne Publishing and Kane Miller. And Usborne Publishing just won several awards for Children's Publisher of the Year and Publisher of the Year. And Kane Miller is an American award-winning publisher. Usborne has books that are lots of nonfiction, activity books, sticker books, art books, internet-linked books, and more, where Kane Miller is nearly all fiction books, picture books up to young adult fiction, and they come from authors all around the world. They've done studies, and guess what percentage of kindergartners come home and want to read? What do you girls think? Kindergartners, what percentage would want to come home and read?
I'd say 90.
Yeah, it's like 96%.
Very high, yes. It's actually pretty much all of them. Okay, then by the time they're in 4th grade, what percentage do you think of 4th graders might want to come home and read?
50 or less.
Yeah.
I'm a 4th grader.
Yeah. They say 54% of 4th graders would want to come home and read. Then by the time they are seniors, guess what percentage? Seniors in high school, what
9%.
percentage is it? What percent?
It's like 9%.
It is. It is 19%.
19. Oh,
19%. So, what was the biggest drop between kindergarten and 4th grade? It was a big, big drop. And why do you think that drop occurred?
Homework? Nobody's reading to them anymore after they start becoming readers.
Very good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they also that's when that switch happens, when in school, like they go from fiction books and learning how to read the fictional books into more nonfiction and reading for information.
Okay.
So a lot of times that transfer doesn't happen very smoothly, which is why they're encouraging nonfiction earlier and earlier. So.
Exactly. A lot of very, very good points. But yes, that was one of the big things, is about how snuggling and spending time together is the part that kids love about when they're little. Because it's no longer let's sit down and snuggle. It's why don't you go to your bedroom and read? Ooh, a little bit sounds more like punishment, which is not what we want it to be. So consciously think about that when you're sharing books with your children as they go through the different ages. Some other tips that we like to share with people is keep books just sitting around your home in baskets, whether it's baskets, box, things like that. Another thing is to keep them in all different places. You might have them by the kitchen table so they can sit and read a book while they eat, or keep a basket in the car so they can read while you travel about. Another great place to keep them is in the bathroom, so when they're sitting in there they can sit and read. And
my friend has a bookshelf on the back of her toilet, and it's full of like kids' books, adult books. It's just all books.
Awesome. Exactly. I like that. I love that idea. Another fun idea that you may not have ever heard of is called rain gutter bookshelves. And you actually purchase rain gutters at the store and attach them to your wall. And that way the books can all be displayed with the fronts out. Because once you stick books on a shelf, all they see is the end. And it's much harder to pick out which books they really want to read. And then just kind of rotate which books you display on the rain gutter bookshelves. Another study that they've done is they realized that the best skiers, the best people that compete in the Winter Olympics, come from states that have a lot of snow. And so just like that, we want our children to be the best readers, so they need to come from homes that have a lot of books. So keep that in mind too. So using the product knowledge available to you, we're going to now pass around some of the books that are favorites with a lot of my family and people that I work with. And one of my very favorite books, I love giving this one as a baby gift. This one is Animal Hide and Seek, has lots and lots of touchy-feelies, has some flaps to it. It's actually a counting book. Most people are not aware, but count up through 3, up through 4, all the way through as you go through the book, up through 5. Has some flaps, but needless to say, the touchy-feelies are the part that lots and lots of children enjoy. We're just going to kind of pass these around as they come to you, Lindsay, if you want to make a little pile next to you. Sure. The books that you see here are all included in the kit, and so for just $119 you can get this set of books. And some of my favorites out of here is one of our Wipe Clean books. Love books that you can reuse over and over. This is just a little $8 book. Helps children practice their alphabet in both upper and lower case. So very, very useful, and you can use it for multiple children, passing it down amongst your family. A other books that are popular with little people are our new little muddle and match books. These are fun because the story changes as the funny picture changes. And so the kids have lots of fun as you're checking that all out. One of our most popular series, how many of you have had these in your home? Any of that's not mice?
Yeah.
Yes. People are like, oh, those are Usborne books? Yes, they are. And as you know, if you have them in your home, is that there's lots of touchy-feelies. Each page has some form of a touchy-feely. And all different subjects, whether it be airplanes or animals, all different things, whatever appeals to your child. You can get a book that might match their interest. This is one of my favorite series, The Big Book of Big Books. Oh my goodness, because look at the pages. They pop wide open. It's definitely a book you have to lay down on the floor and just really enjoy. This one is The Big Book of Trains and appeals to lots of children, as you can imagine. But there's all different ones about animals, all different things that little children might have a fascination for. Our beginner series, another great set of books. I love these. $5 books, hardcover. Last forever. This one's one of our newer ones, all about pandas. But they come in, once again, all different subjects. I don't even know how many are in this series. Maybe we're up to like 60. There's just oodles of them. And lots of pictures. The text is broken down into little chunks around the page. And then these are also internet referenced, which means that you can go and do additional activities that would tie in with whatever the subject is about. They might have different things where you can go hear animals, or you can go print out a page and do an activity that tied right in with them. Here is another fun idea that Usborne has. Some of our books come with CDs. For instance, this one is all about ballet music, and so there's all different ballet music on the CD. And then another nice thing for little bitty chubby hands is the little tabs that make it easy for them to turn the pages. And in this one, it's perfect for a little beginning dancer because she learns all the dance steps that go along with the ballet that's mentioned on the other side. We mentioned that the one book was internet referenced, but this one is an internet linked book. And Usborne was the first publisher in the world to come out with internet linked books. And what that refers to is there's a little box on each page that reminds you that you can go to our Usborne Quick Links website and find additional information about what you were learning about on those pages. This book, yes, it's recommended for children that are 8 and up, but as you can imagine, even if you have children younger than that, they would have just tons of fun looking at the pictures. This one's a library-bound one, so once again, it comes in paperback, or you can get it in library binding. If it's one you know your family will enjoy a lot, might be a fun way to do that way, is to go ahead and spend the extra to have it in library binding. Usborne's recently come out with a lot of illustrated books, and what that means is it's just lots and lots of pictures in addition to very popular stories. This one's a whole bunch of classic fairy tales, and nice bind up that has lots of different classic stories that you want your family to learn about as you're enjoying the book. There's so many different ones in that series, coming out with lots more big bind-ups of all of those. We talked a little bit earlier when we were first going around about all the different search books. Well, this is the same idea as the 1001 books, but this one is a great animal search. And so all the way around the outside edge, they teach you facts about an animal that would live in that part of the world, and then it asks you to find a certain number of them in the picture. You can imagine a book like this could keep children busy for hours. There's even little clues at the back in case you can't find that little last guinea pig or something as they're doing it. Usborne also has lots of activities, and this one is an activity card set. We have different little activity books, so these are perfect to take along with you as you travel, and can keep children busy as you're going out and about. Here's like optical illusions, one of my favorites. But anyway, here's just some fun activities of all different examples of all of our activity sets. And then, of course, what book company wouldn't have a whole variety of chapter books? I'll also pass around a few of our chapter books from our beginning Billy B and Hey Jack ones, which are very nice, simple chapter books, up into some of our serial books that are recommended for older children, just to give you a little feel for some of the variety of chapter books that we have. So, besides all of the huge variety of books that I passed around, as you can see, there's lots more. So when I finished, and as you start to shop, you're more than welcome to come out and dig through other ones, because I can't begin to talk about all of them. I'd be here all night talking about them. But I just wanted to show you a few ways to save. We've already talked about some of the books that were passed around that had a whole bunch of different stories bound together. That would be a combined volume. So here's an example of a combined volume where they take several stories, put them together in one big bound book, and give them to you at a nice savings. This one, once again, comes with a CD so that you can read all the stories that go along with it. There's also, each month we have different customer specials. I have those on display over there, and I will also share those with you. But each month we have different books with a $40 purchase. You can select from some other variety of books at a really nice savings. In your little packet that I gave to you at the beginning of the evening, there were some forms that I need you to take time to fill out. We're going to do a drawing here at the end of the evening, so I need to have you fill out the little slip that tells a little bit about you and some of your interests. And then there's also an order form in there. If you can start filling out your order forms, I will come around and help you. I know our hostess prepared some snacks, so you're welcome to grab a snack as soon as you're done with your order. But I would like to come around and help you all out with your orders. Once again, thank you so much for coming.